Or you can get something like a hub like this, and then plug everything in through that.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I love the little iPad Pro.
Yeah, I had one a while ago. I ended up getting rid of it because it just didn't have the full functionality of a computer, and I needed
You
it.
can get the,
I needed the computer. I ended up buying a MacBook. I liked it a lot better.
I have a lot of them.
Because by the time I had my iPad with the keyboard and everything, I was like,
You
this
can
is
get
just
the
a
keyboard
laptop.
and
This is
sit
just a
in front of
laptop.
it.
Yeah.
It is basically a laptop.
But I was doing like video calls and word processing and stuff like that I just needed.
Still good for Zoom.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I just use my phone for Zoom.
I mean, I have an iPad, a smaller one that I use.
You guys don't use as much Zoom though, do you?
We're using Teams now
Oh.
because we upgraded everything to Office 365, but it's all the same.
But there's many of the, I mean, you're right here. So
Yeah. Oh, you mean for like hearings? Yeah, we're not
Yes.
using Zoom really. We've used it a couple times.
The judge will be in a minute.
Okay.
Very good.
We're all ready to go, right?
We're all
Yep.
ready.
Okay.
So normally, if we had a jury trial, we would spend the morning picking a jury. We'd probably have 35 to 50 people in here filling up the courtroom, and then it would take a few hours where we go through a pretty long process. I have like a 89-page list of questions that I ask everybody to try to figure out if they can be fair and accurate. And we're asking everything from, you know, do they think they could sit on a case like this? Do they have any preconceived notions or bias about police, attorneys, defendants? You know, maybe they've been, like, for example, like in sexual assault crimes, we always have jurors, a lot of jurors who have been victims of sexual assault who will say, look, you know, I want to be fair and impartial. I just don't think I can in a case like this because of my experience, which is completely fine. And so I said, okay, you know, you might be a good juror in a different case, but not this case, so we're gonna let you go. So we have to go through that whole process, and then we both get opportunities to let jurors go for cause. So like, you know, if they're saying I can't be fair, or we can let them go just for any other reason that's not like racially motivated or gender motivated, and we get a number of those. So we go back and forth, and after a few hours we have a jury. And so most cases, we usually won't start calling witnesses until probably after lunch, because it just takes a long time. Especially if it's like a bigger case. If it's a easier case, you know, if it's a case that's not too long, like something like this, you might pick a jury very quickly. You know, you probably would start calling. But then you have opening statements, you've got instructions. Once you take the jury out of everything, it cuts it down way more. And, you know, the judge knows the law in the way that the jurors don't. You know, we're kind of teaching the jurors the law because they don't have any of that knowledge. Because the judge has all that knowledge, we can like skip all that. It just makes things a lot easier.
Cool.
So if you have the opportunity to sit in a jury trial, you should. It just doesn't come up a whole lot.
This is relating to.
Normally you want the people sitting on trial with us to be like the main case agent, which oftentimes can be like a detective, because we rely on our trial table officers to help us. You know, we might have them looking stuff up at the end of the day. We might be asking questions and going back and forth during the trial. So like, we really do rely on them. So they have to have a good knowledge about the whole case. And then a lot of times they might testify last to try to clean things up that have come up during the trial and things like that. In this situation, it's not really going to happen. But you know, in a bigger case, like a murder case, we'll have like our main case agent. So.
Okay. Okay. I think they just wanted to pass this in the line to the deputies. Unfortunately, my victims did not run so many charges. I didn't do it. I couldn't concentrate.
Okay, so somebody's paranoia is not my problem. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the point here?
They think they do. I don't know who they are, so.
This is Lieutenant Gershner.
Okay, I've spoken with him before. Perception. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, perception's not reality.
So let's see. You're 42.
Correct.
You high school graduate.
12th grade plus vocational school and military
Where
background.
did you go?
Riverside.
And then U.S. Marines.
United States Marine Corps. 9 years active duty. 4 deployments overseas. Squad leader, section leader, marksmanship instructor.
Get all this. I'm gonna get all that. Active duty. How many tours?
4.
And then marksman.
I was a squad leader, section leader, marksmanship instructor. Mobile section leader in charge of support for company operations.
Mobile
in theater.
service.
Mobile section leader.
Section leader.
Conducting resupplies, medevacs, personal security details. Training foreign militaries. Foreign police.
Training point.
Correct. Conducting operations in remote areas outside this country. Ultimately, I was medically discharged honorably.
All rise.
Seated.
Okay, we're here on 23 CR 137, or 1376 rather. State of Ohio versus Thomas Young for a bench trial. Is counsel ready to proceed? Mr. Downing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Paris?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have an opening statement?
Just briefly, 3 witnesses today, Your Honor, all from the Sheriff's Department, 3 body cams associated with each of those witnesses. What the state's going to present today is that deputies were called out to the defendant's residence back on December 16th of 2023. Neighbors were claiming there was some kind of dispute. They spoke with the defendant, everything was okay, but based on the defendant's behavior, deputies then decided to make an arrest for disorderly conduct. And when they went to go make that arrest, the defendant physically resisted, and you'll see on body cam that he headbutted one of the officers in the chest, and that another officer, another deputy, also sustained a hand injury, which supports the indictment filed in this case.
All right, thank you, Mr. Paris.
If it please the court, Your Honor, as a result of conduct that occurred on December 16th, 2023, ultimately this case went to the grand jury where a 4-count indictment was issued. Count 1, disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor to 4th degree. Count 2, that on the 16th day of December, he knowingly caused or attempted to cause physical harm to Deputy Nye, and that would be a 4th degree felony. And count 3, resisting arrest, a 1st degree misdemeanor. And ultimately count 4, obstructing official business in relation to that same alleged incident. Now it should be noted that the officers, the evidence will show that the officers know Mr. Young. They've had incidents with him in the past. Mr. Young is 42 years old, graduate of Riverside High School. He's a U.S. Marine Corps, 9 years, active duty, 4 tours overseas, squad commander, squad leader, mobile section leader. He worked with Medvac. He did personal security detail, training for foreign police. He was doing remote operations outside the U.S. And after a 9-year service to the United States, he got an honorable discharge based on a medical discharge. As the court is aware, during the pendency of this case, a psychiatric report was prepared. The findings were that he had post-traumatic stress disorder. And as a result, well, ultimately his bond was revoked by this court, and after a hearing on the findings from the court psychiatrist, bond was reinstated. I think, do you have an ankle? Why is that?
Not at the moment. Previously I did.
For some time, I think he had a scram device, no violations, as well as GPS. He has shown up for all of his hearings, and I'd ask the court to hold the state to its burden of proof, burden of going forward. Of course, they have to prove each and every element of this 4-count indictment beyond a reasonable doubt. I spoke to my client about waiving the jury, did execute the waiver of jury form, and we are prepared to hold the state through its witnesses to the burden of proving each element beyond a reasonable doubt.
All right, thank you. First witness?
State calls Deputy Andrew Nye.
You raise your right hand, please. You swear testimony about gives the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, have a seat right here and speak into the mic.
Mind if I stay there?
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Deputy Andrew Nye, NYE,
And where are you currently employed?
the Lake County Sheriff's Office.
And what is your capacity there?
Deputy Sheriff,
How long have you been a deputy with Lake County?
since December 2nd, 2020.
And did you work anywhere as a police officer before that?
I did.
And where's that?
The Ohio State Highway Patrol,
And how long were you a trooper with the State Highway Patrol?
since October 19th, 2016.
And anywhere before that?
No,
And you're a certified peace officer in the state of Ohio?
I am.
And where did you obtain your certification?
The Highway Patrol Academy.
Yeah, you might have to either speak up or move the mic a little bit closer. It doesn't seem to be picking up a little bit, but yeah.
Okay.
As a deputy with Lake County, your duties are to work a normal shift, drive a marked patrol cruiser, wear uniform, same or similar one you're wearing today, and respond to calls.
Yes,
And is that what you were doing back on December 16th, 2023?
yes, it was.
What shift were you working that day?
I was on day shift,
What time did that start?
6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay. And during that time, did you have occasion to respond to residents in Concord Township regarding some kind of neighbor dispute?
Yes.
Okay, can you run us through the details of just generally why you responded out there and what initially occurred?
Dispatch advised that there was a possibility of a dog attack that occurred.
Okay. And so what did you do?
I went to the area where the call was located with 2 other deputies.
And that's on Tanglewood Trail in Concord Township, Lake County, Ohio?
Yes,
Okay. Were you wearing a body cam that day?
I was.
And was your body cam operational?
Yes, it was.
And were you later able to access that body cam, download it, and view it to see, the events that happened this day during your response?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And you had an opportunity to review that body cam prior to coming into court?
Yes.
Direct your attention to the screen here in front of you, and can you see that okay?
I can.
And this is your body cam, State's Exhibit, just for the record, State's Exhibit 1, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
And you did review this prior to coming into court?
I did.
And does this body cam fairly and accurately show the events as recorded from this day, December 16th, 2023?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, with the court's permission, I'd like to play the body cam and move to admit State's Exhibit 1.
Any objection to State's Exhibit 1?
No objection.
All right, it's admitted.
All right, I'm going to start here, Deputy, at 3 minutes in. Initially in this body cam, we see that you're responding to the scene, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Were you the first deputy there?
Yes.
And other deputies came with you?
Yes.
Who else was there?
Deputy Nimi, Deputy Savage, and Deputy Arco was there at one point.
Okay. So I'm gonna place exhibit 1 here from 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it on the big screen?
no, it's gonna go on there,
Okay.
unless you wanted it to go.
Well, just for the benefit of the court.
The court has it.
Why don't you put it up there, Adam?
That's gotta be, yeah, I can, but I don't have access to the screen. My screen's up, ready to.
All right, I don't know why that's not, I mean, I have it on my, my screen, I'm not sure. That should be the prosecutor.
Yeah, the screen says prosecute.
I know,
The screen says
that's what it should go on, it's not, you're not running through the court PC, so. I don't know why it's not going on up there, but I have it here, you guys have
Okay.
it there, and the witness got it, so go
Very
ahead.
good.
Okay. But I'm not getting any audio. I mean, there should be audio on my end, and it's not playing through the court system.
Try it right, no. Call Debbie and find out why this is not working.
There is audio for. Do our little monitors have speakers in them?
Well, it's all gonna play together, so, yes, so you'll get the
I'll be
audio.
able to
through.
hear it and see it from
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, this is in, my neighbor Phil's driveway. Him and his wife. None of those are, I'm not sure if those are his children in the driveway or grandchildren. Looks like it could be. Yeah, hers is like bluish color, that one. Yeah,
Coming down?
looks a little bit, but
Where
could
is
be,
mine?
yeah. I've only seen it a few times.
I guess while we're waiting, I can ask a few other questions.
okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So was that the first time you had responded to Tanglewood that day?
Yes.
Was that the first time the Lake County Sheriff's Office had responded to Tanglewood that day?
No.
And are you aware of what occurred earlier in the day?
Yes, I was.
What occurred earlier in the day regarding the Lake County Sheriff's Office on
Objection.
Tanglewood?
Overruled.
Good.
There was a call prior to this for a neighbor dispute alleging that property was damaged on a neighbor's porch.
And who was involved in that dispute, allegedly?
The defendant here today.
Okay. And did you have contact with the defendant when you arrived on scene?
For this call, yes, not
Okay.
for the earlier call. I was
Okay.
not there.
And when you say the defendant, you're talking about Thomas Young, is that right?
Correct.
And do you see him in the courtroom here today?
I do.
Could you please point to him, describe who he's wearing?
Black hoodie
And where is he seated?
at the defendant's desk.
I'll let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant.
It shall.
Okay, so when you arrived on scene, what did you do?
I spoke with who I believe was the reporting party at first. A large group of neighbors gathered together.
And then what did you do?
And then I watched as Deputy Argo arrived and was speaking with Mr. Young, and we approached his house together.
Okay, and why did you go to initially speak with Mr. Young after arriving on scene?
I noticed he was yelling at Deputy Argo.
And was there anything that the neighbors informed you that led you to go talk to Mr. Young?
That he was the other party involved with the original complaint, the dog attack, dog bite.
And what was the nature of that allegation?
At first, we were just told that it was a dog attack, and we were trying to determine if it was a dog versus human or dog versus dog.
And whose dogs?
Mr. Young's dog and the complainant's dog.
Okay. And did you observe any injuries on any dogs or any persons when you arrived on scene?
No.
Are we we gotta wait till we get that running? Okay, all right, hang on a second.
It's like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like not picking up.
It's in and out right here. I'm trying not to move from this spot right here. How about now?
That's a lot better. Stick that like right in your face.
How about now? Good? Testing? Okay.
I think it's fine now.
I'll try to stay right here.
I think when you start talking, your voice is just a little bit quiet, so it doesn't register.
Okay.
It's worked every time it's working on my end.
That's what Bob told me, was don't worry, because Adam will do everything.
I fixed it.
What'd you do?
Hit a different button.
Which button?
UIOD.
That's what it was on before and it didn't work. Because you
Well,
hit,
hold on, let's
no,
make
no,
sure
that was
that
court PC. What about the sound?
That's on my check.
I wasn't here for the first.
Sound now.
All right,
Okay, so for the record, I'm gonna start playing here at 3 minutes into State Still 1.
It's right there.
Was that him outside right now?
Yeah, that's him, and that's the dog right there.
I see. Okay, and the dog's off the leash, right?
Yeah.
It was like four times.
Okay, where did the attack happen at?
Okay, so,
Just quickly tell me where it happened.
okay, so the first incident happens, I came to the end of my street, and he was mowing the lawn, and his dog came charging, but I was screaming, but he
Where were you
couldn't-
guys at when the attack took place? Way down here?
No, right over there by the white car, right behind.
I was down there.
Okay.
And then another
Boy one.
incident happened in front of his house, and then the third incident happened.
Hold on one
right-
second. Hold on. Okay, do we know if this dog is mean? Because this guy's outside. The whole neighborhood's outside walking around with the dog.
This is,
The dog was friendly with 12 and I.
I don't think the dog might not be, he's just trying to intimidate.
Arco, have him put the dog in the house. Arco, have him put the dog in the house. Okay, you guys all stay here. Okay, you guys all stay here. What's his name? What's his name? Tom. Hold on.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas, secure the dog, please.
Okay, we're asking you to secure
Okay,
the dog.
we're asking you to secure the dog. Thomas, Thomas,
Secure the dog, please.
we got asking you to secure the dog, please, because the dog attacked somebody else.
Well, that's what we're going to talk about it.
Well, that's why we're going to talk about it.
Talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
Keep an eye on him, Matt. Keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on him, Matt. Keep an eye on him.
Can we chat, sir?
Can we chat, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, house, house.
Can we talk about what happened?
So the dog don't get back out.
Can I close it so the dog don't get back out?
Yeah.
Okay. Problem is, we just got a report from a couple people that the dog just sir, let me talk, please. The dog just attacked somebody.
It didn't attack nobody.
Okay, so here's the thing. There is a leash law.
Ned, I have all understand.
Okay.
I
Okay.
understand.
Okay.
Just briefly, and then I'll continue to play this. When you walked into the defendant's house, was there anything that stood out to you that was significant?
Yes.
And what is that?
The numerous beer cans on the counter that were empty.
And Was there anything about the defendant's behavior that stood out to you?
Yes, his speech was slurred.
And why is that?
Overruled.
Why is that significant?
He appeared as if he was intoxicated when I noticed the alcohol and heard his speech.
Okay.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
But there's cameras.
Okay, well, it's part of our, it's part of our job.
Put the cameras away, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
I got coffee.
We already had coffee.
Absolutely.
We've already had coffee, so,
Ah,
okay, we can't take them off because it's our policy.
Yeah, well, shit, that happens. Damn.
Thomas-
I just don't understand what happened.
Your dog attacked somebody.
She didn't attack nobody.
Okay. All right.
So what happened? Can you give me
Robert,
your
too.
side of the story?
Get rid of the cameras. You're in
Well, I
my,
can't do that.
you're in my house.
Well, I understand that. We can go outside and talk.
Do you see what's happening?
Whoever's next to respond, please, can go to the group of people and find out what just happened. We are in the house. We are in the house.
Get the cameras the fuck out of my house.
Can you come outside and talk to
Okay,
us about this?
we're
Get the
investigating.
cameras out of my house.
Can you come and talk to us outside then? Outside? We
I
have
think everyone
to,
knows what's going on already.
we have to, we have to
Fucking
discuss.
cameras out of my house.
Okay, we have to discuss what just went on, because this is the second time we've
Nothing
been here.
fucking happened. My dog's fucking well trained.
Okay.
Get the fucking cameras out of my house.
Okay, we can't do that. We can't do that.
I'm gonna drink some goddamn coffee.
Okay, we're not trying to make a problem here, okay?
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Thomas, I don't know you, sir. We don't want,
You're right, you don't.
we don't want this to be a problem.
It will be.
Why? Why does it have to be a
You're an
problem?
asshole.
Is your dog okay? We have to discuss, is your dog okay?
She's wonderful.
Are you sure she's not hurt?
No,
She got,
perfect.
we got a couple calls that she got in a scrap with another couple dogs.
She had a flea. Or a tick.
Okay. Oh, in the state of Ohio, if someone wants to report something, we have to go about it.
Well, them fucking fleas and ticks keep coming around and goddamn pissing people off.
Do you live alone, sir? Do you live alone, sir?
With my dog.
Okay. She seems like a good dog.
She's a very good dog.
How old is she?
5.
Can we please talk about what's going on with you? Can we please talk about what's going on with you today? And why we're coming here twice? I understand.
I'm gonna make 3 cups.
Okay.
Maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Okay.
She's licking her mouth.
Did you check her to make sure she wasn't hurt?
No, she's good.
We're obligated to do a report on a dog. We're obligated to do a report on a dog bite. Okay, so that's.
Poor girl.
Well, yeah. Where did this all happen? Where did this all happen at?
Somewhere.
Does the dog see a vet? Does the dog see a vet? Like, does she shots and all that good stuff?
Nah, we just come home.
No, is the dog up on her shots? No, is the dog up on her shots? Is what I'm asking you.
Oh, absolutely. She's
Okay. What vet? What vet do you guys go to?
my bed.
We're obligated to take this report, Thomas. We're obligated to take this report, Thomas. I know you might not.
I know what you guys do.
You might not understand it.
I understand. Relax. There's no
We're
problems here.
relaxed. We're relaxed. But we have to take a report. I have a job to do.
Understand. I crashed my head
When did you crash your head? When did you crash your head? What does that mean?
a while ago.
Okay. Are you hurt?
No. Good.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the dog? What's the dog's name? What's the dog's name?
Nothing. Right there.
I don't.
Just look at her eyes.
Yeah, she's cool. She's a cool dog. Part of what we need though is part of what we need though is the best.
Look at her eyes.
I am. So
Look at her eyes.
I'm looking at you right now.
You don't have to look at me. She's looking at me. She's got everything covered.
Can we have the vet's name that we can document? Why not?
Because too many people are tracing her out.
All we're doing is taking a dog bite. Well, all we're doing is taking a dog bite report.
Dog didn't bite anybody. She's got dog teeth.
Okay. How old is she?
I don't know.
We have another deputy down the street. Oh, we have another deputy down the street.
Absolutely. Send him in here. Has he got bald head?
No, listen. We're trying to figure out what the hell happened since you're not being very nice to us.
Well, somebody rapes you in your own house and people get upset.
I'm sorry. We're just trying to talk. We're not trying
Oh, shit.
to. We're just trying to talk to you about the dog.
Sure about it?
I'm sure.
I got some coffee. There's one.
I appreciate it. We had coffee this morning. I can't have any more.
Wait, not done yet.
Good.
Thomas, I wish you'd let us. Thomas, I wish you'd let us. I wish you'd give us. Give us something to go off here and talk to you. What's going on? You seem like an okay dude. Like seriously. You seem like an okay dude. Like seriously.
Well,
I
You don't know, I really don't.
I don't. I really don't.
I wish you'd talk to me about it, though.
I wish you'd talk to me about it, though.
I know. Upset about shit.
We just want to make sure the community's safe with the dogs. We just want to make sure the community's safe with the dogs. Kind of. That's all we're. Okay. But obviously not if that's, you know, not if she's out running rampant, you know.
No, she runs all over the place.
Well, that's the issue, Thomas. Is we can't have her running all over the place.
I know, but we can always play games.
Hi, girl. She's a girl, right?
Hi, girl.
She's a girl, right, girl?
Yeah, that's a girl.
Okay. How old?
I don't know. I forgot.
We're just waiting for him to figure out. We're just waiting for him to figure out what actually happened, and then we'll be out of your hair. I mean,
I know. I understand.
Yeah.
Neighbors got upset.
Why is this an ongoing issue? Why is this an ongoing issue?
I have no fucking idea.
The,
It's been my whole fucking life.
the neighbors like you. It actually.
I absolutely like my neighbors, so I don't have a fucking issue with them. So I just
want to know why you're acting the way you're acting today.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, I know, but you're not being very friendly and courteous, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm an asshole.
Well, why do you gotta be like that? You're probably not. You're probably not, Thomas. I think you got something else going on with you.
Yeah. Maybe I have issues.
Well, I don't think it's issues. It's a tough time going on right now in this world. Everybody's got issues of their own, and Thomas, we appreciate it, but it's too late for coffee. We're almost off.
Oh no, I ain't never too late for coffee. I'm gonna promise you something.
Yeah.
It's never too late for coffee.
Oh, okay.
We got day shift zone cars on service. Day shift zone cars on service. Have a good night. You this one.
Robert, too, do we have anything? We're not getting any cooperation here.
You see my back door?
No. This one here? I can't see it from here.
Yeah, it had something fell off the house.
What is it? I can't see it.
It fell off, you said?
It fell off, you said?
Yeah. Somebody crashed in.
Okay.
Thomas, what do you do for work? I see you.
I pick up cans.
Okay.
I turn them in for a living.
You got a pretty nice ladder truck. That's what I was wondering.
I got all kinds of shit. You won't believe it.
Thomas, I don't know if you had a prior beef. Thomas, I don't know if you had a prior beef with us.
Calm down. Calm down.
I'm just talking to you. Okay.
Not even upset.
Okay. Well, I'm super calm.
And
We want to just have a
trust me,
normal
you
chat.
have about wait for it. All right. Thank you all for.
No.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Showing up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm not even joking.
What's your
I know.
dog's name?
I know. But I've had 3 cups today.
Okay, we all need cups.
Thomas, what's your dog's name?
She's a dog.
We're just trying to get a feel for what's going on. We're not here to.
Trust me, I can handle my own.
We're not here to bother you. We're trying not to. Okay.
All you gotta do is
I want to get you help if you need help.
right there. I can handle my own.
You seem like a decent dude. Seriously.
I know. Yeah, I am. Too many people look. Too many people look.
Well, here's the thing. So here's the thing. So all we do is document, that the dog
I know.
ran out.
Oh, trust me. Trust me.
Can you give us?
I know.
Can you give us? I just want you to give us your side of the story.
Oh, I ain't no story to be told.
That's it.
Yep.
Period. Like that's it.
Yep.
Do you want to fill out a statement? Is that meat
Nope.
or is that honey? Is that meat or is that honey?
Oh, that's a secret.
It's meat. I was going to say I kind of want some, but
I can't have it now.
I can't have it now.
I can feed you.
No.
I'm not even fucking around.
We're ready to go home. It's
I know.
time for
It's a pain in the ass.
our day's over.
Yeah. All right.
My only thought is that you might need some help, and that's why we're here.
No, I'm good. I lost my friends along the way.
I'm
I
sorry.
know
About
what
that.
happened.
I'm sorry about that.
There's no forgiveness.
Did he ever?
There's no forgiveness for that shit.
Robert too. You smell my puppy? Yes, you do. Okay.
How you feeling right now?
Do you have anything for them?
Look at your counter. Oh, I see that. Is that all from bed?
This morning.
In the middle of the street down by her road, so that's what we're trying to figure out. There's no injury. I don't think that he crawled into the street when she was walking down by
What's
herself.
that? You said you've been thinking about your buddies?
This was dog versus dog.
It's not an easy thing to do. And, like, you know,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't imagine what you've been through. I'm not gonna pretend I know what you've been through right
So
now.
sounds like it's dog versus dog.
Yeah.
We don't do
You don't do
bite forms on dog versus
You
dog.
don't
Do they?
Don't worry. No big deal.
Oh, I know. We don't do dog.
Shit happens.
We're just talking about the dog thing.
I know.
Sheriff 12.
What you got? BJ's?
What?
You wanna talk about anything else with us?
Yeah, squad all over to 10164 Chipmunk Bridge.
Walking in the front door?
May also possibly need a
Thomas, we don't have anything else for you, man. This is one of those things where we're here for something like a dog issue. You've had a little bit of drink, which is awesome.
She's good. She's good.
Thomas, I'm worried
It's
about
early.
I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you.
Don't worry about me.
I don't even know you.
I have everything I need.
You able to care for yourself, man? Are you sure? I can't touch them all. I can't turn them off. I can't.
I know. I will.
No, please don't.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're out of here, man. We're leaving. You're sure? I'm sure. Okay. Thomas, do me a favor, though.
Have a good day.
I know. There is a leash law.
She's absolutely on a leash. I showed that guy a long time ago. She's right here.
Okay. Just do me a favor. She's your responsibility.
Absolutely.
Okay. This door here, we're out of here. Okay?
Absolutely. Have a good day.
Stay here, pup. Can we keep her in the house? Can we keep her in the house?
Come here.
Thank you.
Come here.
Stay. Thomas, please don't make us come back to this.
Absolutely, I have nothing to worry about.
Stay.
Okay, so stop at the body cam here at 17:30. Deputy, what did you do after this, after leaving the defendant's house?
Deputy Arco and I met with Deputy Nimi and Deputy Savage at the original spot where I stopped my car, where all the neighbors were gathered to discuss with them what the process was from there.
And we heard on your body cam that you were waiting to determine what happened, and the determination was made this was a dog versus dog incident.
Correct.
And so at that point, had you made any decision to arrest the defendant?
Correct, yeah, we would not arrest for that, and we just document dog versus dog report.
And so what was your intention then upon leaving the defendant's house?
Type notes in our computer and leave.
Okay. And is that what happened?
No.
Okay, what happened?
We went over to discuss with the other neighbors who were not happy that we weren't doing anything with the dog, and we were explaining our process as to what happens when it's dog versus human versus dog versus dog. And during that time, Mr. Young came back outside of his house and walked down the road.
Okay, so I'm going to resume playing the body cam here at 31 minutes and 13 seconds.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one.
That's what we were faced with earlier. It's just
Marco and I put ourselves in the house to see if we can get something out of it. I'm gonna stand right here until this guy walks back to his house. I told him, get that dog back in the house right now.
Did it come up to you guys?
No. I started here. Arco pulled up right there.
It ran out of the
Oh
house
no,
and came at
we went in the house with the dog. I was in the
And
house
it
with
was,
the dog.
okay, yeah, it was nice with dogs.
Yeah. Arco and I were in the house with the dog. Arco and I were in the house with the dog.
The dog's looking at that other dog.
He's pushing disorderly. I mean, he can say one thing, and I might say you're going for disorderly. I mean, this guy better shut up.
Yeah.
Here at about 32 minutes, we see what?
Mr. Young walking with the dog, unleashed. I believe it's unleashed, I can't tell.
The dog appears to be under control at this point, right?
Okay, yes.
Actually, he's drunk disorder. It's probably good time. I don't fight with him. Yeah, but I don't want to fight with the dog. I don't feel like shooting a German Shepherd right now.
Oh, we're gonna be back here in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Brandon's right, man. He's got control of the dog. Sir, you gotta look at what menacing is in the section of law.
Yeah, it's brandishing a knife or something like that, brandishing a weapon. Isn't a dog a weapon? That he's already shown these people that he's used against them, and he's doing this in front of you guys. Doesn't that piss you off?
It doesn't. Trust me.
It would piss me off.
When someone walks the fine line, yeah, it pisses us off.
I'm sure it does.
Okay?
And it bothers me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not, I was sitting in the house, and I'm like, are you related to Bill Nimi?
Hold on a second.
I'm gonna stop it here at 33:25. We heard you on body cam say, hold on a second, take a step forward. What's going on at this point?
There's a approaching pickup truck that's driving towards Mr. Young on the road.
And what are we about to see?
The truck has to slow down to a stop and then go off the right side with its wheels in the grass to avoid striking him in the middle of the road. And the German Shepherd takes a bite towards the wheel of the truck.
12.
I used to work for community care.
He's in tox, standing in the road, blocking traffic.
All right, so what just happened?
I told Lieutenant Kirshner an update as to what was going on, and he advised to arrest him.
And so at this point, you had decided you were going to arrest the defendant?
For disorderly conduct, yes.
Okay. Based upon what?
Being intoxicated in the middle of the street, stopping traffic.
Brandon. Hey, Thomas. Hey, Thomas.
I had one of myself for arriving on Murphy. Back you need. Back.
There's still three of us here. We're walking back over. He just stopped a truck and the dog bit the tire of the truck as it drove by. I'll take the report all day.
Sounds perfect.
Hey, Thomas. No, leave the dog. No, leave the dog. Put the dog back in the house. Put the dog back in the house. We gotta talk.
Hey, girl, come here.
Bring her back in.
Hey.
Call her off. Bring her back in the house. Call her off. Bring her back in the house. I'm telling you to do it now. It's an order. Do it
She's
now.
on her way.
Do it now.
She's on her way. Calm down. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Hey, inside. Hey. Come on, sweetheart. What are you doing? Let's go. You're looking for something. What are you looking for? Come here, girl. Oh, calm down.
Thomas, call her back.
She's a friendly dog.
Thomas, call her back in the house. I'm asking you to.
Absolutely. Turn the cameras off.
Come on, Thomas. Back in the house. Come on.
Come on, girl.
Go to your bed.
Come on.
Go in bed.
You got a nice, happy place right here. Relax. Stay inside.
Thomas, you're intoxicated. And you just stood in front of a car and blocked traffic.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
Oh, you motherfuckers, not. It is. After me. Damn it. Get him back here.
Don't resist. Stop resisting. Okay. We got it. You good?
Yeah. That's the end of your life.
We're fighting this one.
Nope.
One in custody.
Took three, you motherfuckers.
Thomas, that was
Come after me this time.
Thomas, that was
I don't know why you motherfuckers come after me all the goddamn time. That ain't do a goddamn thing to anybody.
We'll take the cruiser.
I'll get that.
Leave him right here. Leave him right here. Thomas, shit. No, fuck you. I tried giving you a chance. I have every chance in the fucking world. You don't have a fucking clue. What the fuck? I've been through, and I'll fucking kill your ass for fucking attacking me. Relax. Are you kidding me? It's over. No, it's not. Go get a car, Nimi. Go get a car. Shut your fucking mouth and turn the camera off. Shut your fucking mouth and turn the camera off. Make sure the goddamn dog's watered. Make sure the goddamn dog's watered. Okay, I will. Where's he coming?
Nige, this is yours. That must be mine. We're gonna wait right here until the ambulance.
We're gonna wait right here until the ambulance. I wanna search his front.
Yeah, get over it.
Roll over on your side, please.
Roll over on your side, please. Left. Good, good. Good, good, good. Okay, back over to the stomach. Thank you.
If we set you up, are you gonna try and fight us, or are you gonna be able to sit
I
next
mean,
to
I don't know. What the hell are we doing in the first place?
Well, you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. and resisting
I'm at my
arrest.
own goddamn house.
Yeah.
Not on the public road.
This is my fucking house.
Can we have you set up? Can we do that?
I could.
Please conduct yourself properly. Conduct yourself properly.
Sit up against the wall.
Good.
You good right there?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right.
Thank you. It goes in the pocket. Yep.
All right, I'm gonna stop the body cam at 39:47. So can you just take us through what we watched happen here when you initially approached the house to go arrest the defendant?
Myself, Deputy Nimi, and Deputy Savage attempted to effect the arrest. A struggle ensued, and he was placed in custody.
Okay. And we saw what appears to be your body cam falling off.
Yes,
How are your body cams attached to your uniform?
they're magnetic with a strong magnet from the inside of our vest to the outside.
Okay. And so how did the body cam fall off here when you were trying to effectuate the arrest?
It appeared it fell off when I was headbutted into the body camera.
Who headbutted you?
Mr. Young.
Okay. I'm gonna go frame by frame here. And stop it at 35:48. And what are we looking at here?
The top of Mr. Young's head into the frame of the camera.
Okay. Indicating what?
What caused the camera to fall off?
That's the headbutting that you referred to?
Objection to the characterization.
Overruled.
Were you injured?
No.
Okay. And then after we saw that there's some time when you have the defendant on the ground and you're waiting for something, is that right? After you've arrested him?
Waiting for the ambulance to arrive, yes.
And why did the ambulance have to arrive?
Usually after resisting, we have the ambulance check out everybody involved, and because of the taser deployment.
Okay, so you did deploy a taser in this case?
Yes.
And where did that taser hit?
His lower back area.
And did the fire department come out?
The fire department did come out, yes.
And they checked him out?
Yes.
Did the defendant have any injuries?
He had a abrasion type injury on his head and from the taser prongs in his back.
Did he go to the hospital for that?
He did not, he refused.
And what happened after he was checked out by medical personnel?
He was taken to the jail.
Okay. And how did you guys do that?
Via police car.
Was there any sort of incident that happened before getting in the police car at all?
Yes, he refused to get into the car, and Lieutenant Kirscher was able to place him into the vehicle.
Your Honor, just a moment. Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Ross?
Thank you. Good morning, officer.
Good morning.
Okay, so let there be light. The day in question, well, we'll get right into, since we'll leave off right where we were. You indicated that this relative to the alleged headbutt, that you weren't injured.
Correct.
You didn't seek any medical attention.
Correct.
And you said that, is it true that, did he even have contact with you?
With the camera on my vest, yes.
So his head touched your camera on your vest?
Correct.
Now, this is during the course of your arrest, correct?
Correct.
And this is an arrest for a 4th-degree misdemeanor, correct?
Correct.
An arrest that could have been avoided with the issuance of a ticket, a citation, isn't that correct?
During this case, no. This was the second time we were at the house.
Okay, relative to what we saw on the street, it appeared to be a couple hundred feet down the road, correct?
Correct.
From where you were standing?
Correct.
Where he was walking with his dog at his side, correct?
Correct.
And the truck came down. There wasn't much traffic that day, was there?
On Tanglewood, no.
Very little, but from what we saw, how many cars did we see go by that morning?
One car was stopped from the defendant.
One car. And should we review it again? Because what I saw, the truck never stopped.
The truck
never stopped.
The truck stopped and then drove around
Let's
him off to
pull
the
that
right
up.
side.
Can we pull that up?
All right, so just for the record, this is at 3312.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Pisses
Yeah,
us off.
I'm sure it does. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not, I was sitting in the house and I'm like, are you related to Bill Nimi?
Hold on a second. 12? I used to work for Community Care Ambulance. He's in talks. He's in talks,
Can you pause it
standing in the
right
road.
there? Can you see the truck to the left of that tree in the video?
I see it.
And is that the truck that you claim stopped and was the subject and the reason that you arrested Mr. Young?
Yes, for standing in the roadway.
Okay, so can we back it up about 10 seconds, please? And thank you. Okay, so in this frame, we're, it doesn't show the
3324.
33.1.
33 minutes and 24 seconds.
Okay, we're at 33 minutes and 24 seconds through the body cam. And by the way, whose body cam is this? Is this on your?
This one's mine, yes.
Okay, and the same body cam that we saw during the arrest?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Downing, you played for us. Okay, let's watch for the vehicle.
I used to work for Community Care Ambulance.
And there it is.
He's in talks. He's in talks, standing in the road, blocking traffic.
And can you pause it right there? Can you tell us where the vehicle stopped? You just reviewed it again. Did you see the vehicle stop, officer?
With further review, it looks like it slowed down.
Correct. So you were incorrect, weren't you not, when you said it stopped?
With saying stopped, yes.
And did it appear that it went into the grass?
It did. It made a right turn around the male in the middle of the road.
And again, this is the subject matter why we're here. You made a decision based upon that video where you just said you were wrong, that the vehicle had to be stopped by the conduct of Mr. Young. And we are here today because it was your decision, right?
Yes.
To go and arrest Mr. Young in his home when you ride back based upon what we just saw.
Yes.
And, okay, let's back up a little bit. Officer Nye, so you claimed when you started your testimony that this isn't the first time on this day that you went to the Tanglewood address in Concord, correct?
This was my first time of the day.
First time. But someone else, another officer had been dispatched to this area.
Yes, two.
And allegedly for damage to a ring camera,
Allegedly, yes.
and to your knowledge, no charges were ever brought against Mr. Young relative to that alleged incident, correct?
Correct.
And did you follow up in any investigation regarding the alleged damage to a ring camera?
I read the officer safety bulletin from Lieutenant Kersher that he posted after that.
Okay, and it wasn't your investigation, no, you just reviewed the investigative report.
It was just an officer safety bulletin.
And whose decision would it have been to make a charge of any criminal damaging or whatever charge could have been brought? Would it have been yourself or the investigating officer?
The investigating officer or the boss who was there.
And again, no charges were brought for that incident?
Correct.
Okay, so prior to what we just saw, the impeding traffic issue, you were called to, the dispatch called you out for an alleged dog bite, correct?
Correct.
And at that point, you didn't know if anyone was injured, whether a dog was bit, a human was bit.
Correct.
Again, after a result of your investigation, you determined that there was no dog bite, correct?
Correct.
No human was bit, no dog was bit.
Correct.
And you came and spoke to the neighbors, right?
Correct.
You spoke to the neighbors before you went into Mr. Young's house, did you not?
Briefly, yes.
So at that point, when you discussed the dog bite with Mr. Young, you had already known from speaking to the owner of the dog that their dog wasn't bitten, correct?
Not initially, no.
You spoke to them prior to speaking to Mr. Young, did you not?
We had no information that a dog or a human was bit when I was talking to them initially.
So in your inquiry, in your investigation of the owner of the dog that called the sheriff to the residence, they didn't say, hey, my dog was bit, I was bit, the dog came onto our property or into the street or any area off of Mr. Young's property.
Correct. We had no information other than there was a alleged dog attack.
And again, though, you spoke to the owner of that dog before you went into Mr. Young's house.
He's indicated that he did do that before he spoke to Mr. Young, so.
And you didn't learn anything about the fact that the
Hold on.
dog wasn't bit?
The reason I interrupted you is
Yes.
he's answered that twice now, and I don't want you asking that a third time,
Okay.
okay?
So, Deputy Nye, when you went to Mr. Young's after speaking to the whole group of people out there, you didn't get any information from the owner of that dog to whether his German Shepherd bit anybody, right?
Correct.
He said that. Okay, don't ask that anymore.
So, you went into his house and he was a little aggravated with the fact that you have cameras in his house, right?
Correct.
He offers you coffee,
Correct.
you decline. But he did say his dog didn't bite anybody, didn't he?
Correct.
Which you later confirmed that to be accurate, correct?
From Deputy Savage, yes.
And a result of that investigation, you decided that no charges would be brought against Mr. Young relative to the alleged dog bite.
Yes.
Now, we saw him we all saw the video, right? You just saw it again. Of course, we weren't there, but it was your opinion that he was highly intoxicated?
Correct.
And acting disorderly in his own home, though, correct?
In the roadway.
In the roadway, okay, so let's go back to, in the roadway when he was walking his dog down the roadway,
In the middle of the road, yes.
and he was, well, it's a two-way street, right? One lane each way, and we saw the vehicle approaching, so he had, Mr. Young and his dog had to be in the right lane, walking the way he was. And, oh, by the way,
Objection.
Sustain.
are there sidewalks
hold
on this street? Okay.
Sustain that objection, because it wasn't a question.
Strike the question. I didn't even get it out. We'll strike the question. Are there sidewalks?
No.
And who owns the tree lawn? If there's no tree lawn really either, right?
I can't determine or define a tree line.
To your knowledge, who owns the grass all the way to the street there? Is it the homeowner, or does the city own that property?
I'd be unsure if it's the county or the township. I'd be unsure.
Or the homeowner?
On the grass, correct. In the middle of the road, I would say the
We're
road's.
not in the middle of the road. We're talking about the grass that we see here, abutting the cement of the street. Do you know who owns that property?
I don't.
Okay. If I told you that property is owned by the homeowners, you couldn't dispute that, could you?
If the grass belongs to a homeowner, yes, it belongs to a homeowner.
Okay, we both agree. So it's private property, correct?
Private property is private property, yes.
Yes, a homeowner's property is private property. So neighbors and the public have nowhere to walk other than the street, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Otherwise, they could potentially be trespassing on private property.
Correct.
So Mr. Young is walking his dog, and from the video that we just all witnessed, and by the way, was that, again, your body cam?
Yes.
Or was that someone else's camera that we saw that?
Objection.
If you know.
Sustained, he indicated it's his body cam.
Okay, so you agree the truck never stopped after reviewing the video,
Correct.
and it may have gone a foot or two to the right, correct?
Correct.
And that was enough for you to say, oh, we're issuing an arrest of Mr. Young?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were in his house one time prior to, right? With the other deputy?
Yes.
Interviewing him when he offered you the coffee. And he gave you a hard time, right?
Yes.
He pissed you off. You weren't happy with the way he was treating you and the officer, right?
Incorrect. I was not angry at all.
But he gave you a hard time, too. He didn't cooperate.
Correct.
You were investigating potential criminal activity, correct?
Yes.
Anything he said could and would be used against him, isn't that correct?
Correct.
So his uncooperation was all within his constitutional right, isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so can we pull the video up to where they arrested him? Okay, so leading up to the arrest here, can you stop it right there?
Where do you want me to stop?
Like, when they approach and tell him to come outside. Yeah, right there, perfect, thank you, Adam. Now, you made the decision to arrest him for the impeding traffic and disorderly conduct, correct? When the truck went by.
Disorderly, correct.
Right. Now, you could have walked right down to the street and called Mr. Young and said, Mr. Young, you're under arrest for the impeding traffic and drunken disorderly conduct, right then and there, right?
Correct.
But you didn't. And you let him walk, him and his dog back to his house, correct?
Correct, for safety reasons.
And whose safety reasons is that?
Ours and the dog.
Okay. So did the dog anyway growl at you or intimidate you at any point when you were in the dog's home?
No.
In fact, he was kind of friendly, wasn't he? He wanted to be petted. You guys didn't pet him though, correct?
I didn't pet him, no. Her.
Do you own a dog?
I do.
Would you agree that dogs become protective of their own properties?
They do.
And especially with strangers coming into their property or approaching their homes. And many dogs will bark out the windows if someone, like the door, the mailman will come up, right?
Yes.
And here we have, you're armed, right? With a taser and a weapon, a gun, correct?
Yes.
And the other deputy you went into his home with was also had weapons on him, taser, gun, maybe baton, handcuffs, correct?
Correct.
And no point did this dog ever growl at you, bark at you, or make you feel uncomfortable that you were gonna be bitten, correct?
In the house, correct.
And this is in the dog's house, right? Where we all know that dogs are very protective of their own premises, right?
Correct.
Would you agree that the dog was pretty friendly?
Appeared to be friendly, yes.
Okay, so, again, you didn't arrest him on the street for your safety and the dog's safety, right?
Correct.
You allowed Mr. Young to go back into his home with his dog. Okay, and we'll start the video right here.
Hey, Thomas. Hey, Thomas. No, leave the dog. No, leave the dog.
Calm down.
Go on back in the house.
Dog jumps out, kind of consistent with how we know dogs and animals act, correct?
Correct.
And he barked a little bit, but he didn't go after you, correct?
Correct.
I think, did he walk right by you? Do you recall?
I can't tell. I don't remember.
Okay. So Thomas comes out, the dog skates out the door real quick, and what's he holding?
A hot cup of coffee.
And can you determine it's hot?
I watched him make coffee prior to that.
Okay, and that was how many minutes prior?
I'd have to check the footage.
Would you, just using an estimate?
Less than 10.
Less than 10. So this is, when you were in his house, he makes the coffee, offers you some, the guy said no coffee to him, he had enough, right? And you guys leave to go back out and talk to the neighbors again to inform them we're not arresting anyone today, at least at that point, correct?
Correct.
And unfortunately for this gentleman, he leaves his house again, because if he hadn't left his house, we probably wouldn't be here today, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. He makes a great decision to walk out of his house and walk his dog again down the street, because you know why he went back out at that point?
Is this a question or?
Yeah, it's a question if you know.
No, I don't know why he left the house after.
Yeah. But he did, and we're here. But he walks past you guys. Did his dog ever leave his side
No.
as he's walking down the street, past where you were with the neighbors, discussing the fact that you weren't going to arrest him again?
Correct.
And how far did he turn around after the incident with the truck?
I believe he was almost in front of his house if he turned or if he turned around completely.
So was he heading back to his house when he walked past you guys?
Appeared to be, yes.
Okay, so his house would have been that direction that he was walking?
Yes.
Okay. And you decide, so you can play the video?
You want me to play it?
Dog back in the house, we gotta talk.
Hey, girl.
Dog back in the house, we gotta talk.
Hey, girl. Hey, come here.
Bring her back in.
Hey.
Telling you to do it now. It's an order. Telling you to do it now. It's an order. Do it
She's
now.
on her way.
Do it now.
She's on her.
So you order him to get the dog back in the house, right?
Yes.
Because your intent was to arrest him and you didn't want the dog causing commotion or biting someone or creating a potential dangerous situation, correct?
That's correct.
And Mr. Young complies with that order, does he not?
Yes, he does, thankfully.
And does he, he talks like anyone would talk with their dog, correct?
Correct.
And the dog, again, being a good dog, goes right back into the house and he closes the door, correct?
Yes, she did.
Okay. No problem, Mr. Young, at this point, other than the fact that your intent was to arrest him, and he's oblivious to that at this point, correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's play it.
Yeah. Come on, sweetheart. Yeah. Inside. Hey. Inside. Come on, sweetheart. Hey. Let's go. Come on, sweetheart. What are you doing? Let's go. You're looking for something. Come here, girl. What are you looking for? Come here, girl. Calm down. Oh, calm down.
Stop it right there. Okay. He's telling the dog to calm down, get back in the house. He's got a hand in his pocket, and the other hand's holding a coffee cup, correct?
Correct.
Call her back in the house.
Absolutely.
Call her back in the house.
Absolutely. Turn the camera off.
Come on, Thomas.
Come on, girl.
Back in the house. Come on. Come on.
Come on, girl.
Go to your bed.
Come on.
Go home, bed.
You got a nice, happy place right here. Relax.
And then he goes,
Stay
right?
inside.
Goes to the door, locking the dog.
Thomas, you're intoxicated?
No.
And you just stood in front of her?
Right there. Again, he puts his hand back in his pocket. One hand's in his pocket, the other hand's holding a cup of coffee, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Or in block traffic.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
say
you're on
it.
block traffic.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
say it.
you're under arrest. You're under arrest.
Oh, here.
You guys both grab him, he drops his coffee cup. You're under arrest. Two deputies approach him and grab him, correct?
Correct.
The fuck is not? The fuck is not? Right there is where we saw his head lean forward. Isn't it just as likely, Deputy Nye, that he was being pulled towards you and he fell forward with no intent to try to headbutt anybody?
Well, what's the question?
Isn't it just as likely that he fell forward and was not trying to headbutt you?
I couldn't answer that.
But it was your opinion that when he fell forward, he was trying to headbutt you, right?
Because the footage shows his head hitting the camera, yes.
But I'm offering you another potential explanation that he was being pulled down to the ground, correct?
Correct.
Hold on, he just answered that 2 questions ago.
We'll move forward. Let's play the video. Okay. You know, right after this incident, the screen goes black. Can you tell us why?
The camera fell off.
Okay, so is the camera face down? Apparently?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and for about a minute or two, while you're effectuating the arrest and Mr. Young scrapes his head, right?
Correct.
On the cement when he's pretty much violently thrown to the ground by you and the other deputy.
Objection.
Sustained.
He also takes a taser to the back.
Yes.
He's already down, is he not?
Wrong.
How did you get it in the back? He had to be not facing you, correct?
Incorrect. I ended up, do you want me to explain?
Well, we see from the video that the well, let's play it a little bit further so we can see. 'Cause you must have you picked up your camera, right?
Not at this point.
When we start to see camera footage again.
At some point, I picked the footage up.
And did you put it back on your chest?
Yes.
And is it pinned on there or clipped?
It clips, yes.
Okay, so let's play it till it clips.
Do we just go forward to the?
I'm gonna see how much time expires. Can you, is it about a minute or two? Because I don't see the time.
I can tell you, it's 3 minutes.
It's 3 minutes. So in the bottom left corner, we see 35:56. So at about 36 minutes. Okay, let's play it forward to when he, we don't have to watch, just pull it forward to the time.
You want me to pull it forward to the time when the camera's picked back up?
Correct. Thank you. Okay. So we're at 38:42. We're approximately at 36. So about 3 minutes go by. Is that pretty accurate?
Seems to be, yes.
Can you describe what was going on during those 3 minutes that the body cam was on the ground, face down?
He was placed into handcuffs.
Okay. And what else happened during the 3 minutes? Was he tasered?
No, he was tasered before he went to the ground, yes.
Well, that was after you lost your body cam, though, correct?
After I lost my camera, but before he went to the ground.
That must have been all pretty much, so it's like when you were pulling him forward, when his head hit your chest, the camera went down. Is it that point that you deployed the taser?
Objection.
Overruled.
No, I got behind him after I lost my camera on his right side. And that's when the taser was deployed to bring him to the ground.
Okay, so you weren't the only deputy there effectuating this arrest, correct?
Correct.
And who else was present?
Deputy Nimi, who's in the courtroom today, and Deputy Savage.
And it was just you three, or were there more than, were there a couple other officers there?
At this point in the footage, there were just 3 of us here.
Okay. You see Mr. Young in the courtroom today, correct?
I do.
And would you agree he's maybe 150 pounds?
I couldn't speculate his weight. It's close to my weight.
We'll play the video. Thank you, Adam.
Nigga, this is yours.
Okay.
That must be mine. We're gonna wait right here until the end. I want to search his front.
Yeah, get over it.
Roll over on your side, please. Roll over on your side, please. Left. Good. 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 Okay, back over to the stomach. All right. Thank you.
If we say you agree, he's subdued, handcuffed, on his front of his body, on his stomach, and he's not happy, correct?
Correct.
And this is after he's taken the taser to the back.
Correct.
At this point, you guys grab him and put him into the police cruiser and take him where?
We waited for EMS to assess him, which was several minutes and worth of video before we ended up putting him in the cruiser.
And after EMS did their thing, but was he taken to the sheriff's department?
Yes, to the Lake County Jail.
Lake County Jail. Again, was a bond posted at that point, or do you know?
I can't remember if they set a bond or if the supervisor said, wait for a mental health hold. I can't remember.
Deputy Nye, again, this is typically a disorderly conduct ticket or impeding traffic. Which ticket did you guys, you weren't gonna arrest him on the
Objection.
dog bite, correct?
Sustained.
What ticket was ultimately issued? I mean, for the reason that you went back to arrest him, it was for the impeding traffic, correct?
for disorderly M4 persistent. We did not issue a written ticket for it.
Again, and that was only based upon him allegedly blocking the
No,
traffic.
we've been over that a half a dozen times. I don't want to go over that
Very good.
anymore, okay?
Just show the concept of the dog walking down the street.
Prior to going to this residence, had you had occasion to learn about Mr. Young and his potential mental issues?
From the officer safety bulletin, yes.
And that was that day or the week prior or months prior,
Just hours prior.
hours prior? So you knew when you were going to this location that you're dealing with did you know he was a Marine?
I knew almost everything that I know now, yes.
Okay, so you knew he was a Marine, you knew he may have had some psychological issues, correct?
Correct.
Nothing further.
Any redirect?
Just one question, Tanglewood Trail, is that a public road?
It is.
And are there markers on that road, like painted lines or anything?
There are no lines on that road.
Okay, and how, traffic can travel both ways on that road?
Correct.
Is the road wide enough for two cars to be traveling at the same time?
Yes,
Does
it's
that
not
question make sense?
It's not a one-way, so yes, two cars can pass each other on that road.
Okay. But at the time that you observed the defendant walking on the road, where was he walking or standing?
In the center of the road.
Okay, thank you, I have no other questions.
Any recross based on that?
Briefly, Deputy, this is a street that is not much traffic, right?
Correct.
So it's not uncommon for people maybe to walk in the center of the road, would it be, when there's a street with no traffic?
Not when cars are coming, no.
Thank you, nothing further.
All right, you may step down. We'll take about a 10-minute break.
I'll come out and chat with you real quick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's something I enjoy getting back to.
What bothered me about it is, how money you gotta have the tools.
Sure. Well, actually, I mean, you can, well, you used to be able to get a good craftsman set, and put it together.
That went away.
Yeah, that's true.
But not so much in the homework, but if you wanna be a professional like classic or,
Mm-hmm.
they're getting, I don't know, what they get an hour, $100 an hour.
I'm not even sure.
It's crazy. I do my own stuff as much as I can, but, I have guys, 100,000 tools, and they're getting paid peanuts.
Yeah.
It's just, it's hard to get into unless you can get a deal on your own tools, keep up with all the updated technology.
Mm-hmm.
Because, service department guy who, I forgot, he was some big snap-on for the OBD, read all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, read supports.
It was, something like $1,500 a year to keep updated.
Oh, cause they gotta update the computer, the electronics every year.
On the computer for the cruiser, it was insane.
Just maintenance with the electronics as well.
Yeah, but again, the city wouldn't reimburse it, so it's like, I can't afford to do this.
Hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things, you get someone that's good to do it for a long time, and then they charge them out of it.
Yeah, that's water or anything? Not that way, you gotta get a deal on what you need.
You probably can find something old mechanical that I can take the heads off and put back on.
Yeah, exactly, that's why I wanna.
No, we're good, we're ready.
I wanna pick up old, Chevy.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, it's got this laser in his driveway. I've had that for a long time.
Even that, it's still got a lot of stuff in it.
It does. Still the old throttle body.
Yeah. Drive by wire.
I've had to tear it all down and put it back together before.
Only good news about starting at 7:30 in the morning is we're done early. It's only 9:40. Yeah.
All rise.
Seated. Next witness.
State calls Deputy Robert Nimi.
You raise your right hand, please. Swear testimony about to give us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. Have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please state your name and spell it for the record?
Robert Nimi, N-I-E-M-I.
Move the microphone closer. There you go. And where are you currently employed?
The Lake County Sheriff's Office.
You're a deputy?
Yes.
How long have you been employed by Lake County Sheriff's Office?
In total, almost 7 years.
How long have you been a deputy?
3.
And you are a certified peace officer in the state of Ohio?
I am.
Where'd you do your training?
Lakeland Police Academy,
What year?
2022.
So what was your position prior to becoming a deputy with Lake County?
I was a correctional officer in our jail.
Okay. And you did that for 4 years?
Yes.
Approximately?
Approximately.
Okay. And as a deputy sheriff with Lake County, your duties are to work a normal shift, wear a uniform same or similar to one you're wearing today, drive a marked cruiser, respond to calls?
Yes.
Okay. We heard your name come up through Deputy Nye's testimony that you were involved in this incident back on December of 16th, 2023 on Tanglewood involving the defendant. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. When was the first time that you went out to Tanglewood on that day?
I was there for the first call of the day.
Okay, tell me about that.
We were, excuse me, myself and Lieutenant Kirshner were dispatched earlier in the day for a property damage type call with a neighbor of the defendants.
Okay, and did you make an arrest based on that first call?
No.
All right, can you just describe to me what you learned when you went on scene initially?
The neighbor informed us, I believe it was a light fixture on the outside of the house and a doorbell camera had been ripped off and broken.
And was there an allegation as to who did that?
Yes.
Who, and what was that allegation?
That it was the defendant.
Okay, and did you speak with the defendant?
We did, yes.
And where did you speak with him?
We spoke with him outside in the yard.
Whose yard?
His yard.
And tell me about that conversation.
Basically, Lieutenant Kirshner and myself attempted to speak with him. He was very evasive, didn't really want to talk to us about it. We determined in speaking with the neighbors that there was they didn't want to pursue any criminal charges or anything like that. We basically just wanted to speak to Mr. Young, make sure he didn't need anything from us, as the neighbors expressed some concerns about just how he was acting.
Did you advise Mr. Young of anything before you left that earlier in the day?
We advised him of resources, help, and then just to try to stay inside and not interact with the neighbors if he could.
Was his dog around at that time?
Yes.
Any issues with the dog?
No.
Okay. And approximately how long, what was the time in between when you left from the first time being out there to when you came back this second time?
Less than a couple hours.
Okay. So when you got on scene the second time, who else was on scene from the sheriff's department?
Excuse me. Deputy Nye and Deputy Arco were already there. Deputy Savage was also already there. I was the last one to arrive this second time.
What did you do when you got there?
Excuse me.
Do you want a water?
I'm okay. Thank you. I met with Deputy Savage in the neighbor's driveway.
And you were wearing body cam on that day?
I was.
And did you have an opportunity to view that body cam prior to coming into court?
Yes.
Direct your attention to State's Exhibit 2 here, and you can see that on the screen?
Yes.
And that's your body cam?
It is.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what your body cam recorded and what occurred that day?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Your Honor, move to admit State's Exhibit 2 and play it.
Any objection to 2?
No objection.
All right, it's admitted.
All right, I'm going to pick up here at 23 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm sorry, 23 minutes and 0 seconds on your body cam. And this is about the time that you're standing with Deputy Nye and the defendant is walking in the road with his dog. Is that right?
Yes.
Are you related to Bill Nimi?
12.
Ashtabula? That's my uncle. I used to work for Community Care Ambulance. He worked for us when I worked there a long time ago.
Standing in the road.
Like 20 years ago.
Hook 'em up.
Hey, let's go.
I appreciate it. Brandon.
Hey, Thomas.
Have him put the dog up. I don't myself for arriving on Murphy. You need back. There's still three of us here. We're walking back. Just stop the truck and the dog. Just stop the truck and the dog. Hit the tire of the truck as it goes by.
What did you observe regarding the defendant walking down the road and the incident with the truck?
I was kind of talking to the citizen that was there. I noticed Deputy Nye step forward and start talking on the radio. At that point, I looked and I saw the defendant standing in the road with the truck going around him.
Okay. And where was the defendant standing in the road?
The middle.
And was his dog with him?
Yes.
And what did you observe the dog do?
As far as, I heard a dog bark. I didn't see what the dog exactly did.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Thomas.
No, no, leave the dog.
Hey, hey.
The dog better now, sweetheart.
Hey, girl, come here.
Bring her back in.
Hey.
Call her off.
Bring the dog back
Tell her
in.
to do it now.
She's on her way.
Do it now.
She's on her way. Calm down.
Come on, sweetheart.
Come on, sweetheart. Hey. Inside. Hey. What are you doing?
Let's go. Come on, sweetheart.
What are you doing?
Let's go.
You're looking for something. What are you looking for? Come here, girl. Oh, calm down. Oh, calm down.
Thomas.
She's a friendly dog.
Thomas, call her back in the house.
Absolutely. Turn the cameras off.
Come on, Thomas. Back in the house. Come on.
Come on, girl.
Go to your bed.
Come on.
Home bed.
You got a nice, happy place right here. Relax. Stay inside.
Thomas, you're intoxicated.
No.
You just stood.
I'm drinking.
You just stood in front of a car and blocked traffic.
No, I didn't
Yeah,
say
you're under arrest. You're under arrest.
Oh, here. Go after me every fucking time. Damn it. Get a hand back here.
Don't resist. Please stop resisting. Okay, we got it. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's the end of my life.
We're fighting this one. This, no. Good. One customer. Thomas, that was ridiculous. Thomas, that was ridiculous. Minus 2.
Come after me all the guys.
All right, so tell us what you did when the defendant was arrested.
The decision was made to arrest him. When we went to effect the arrest, that's when he resisted and the struggle ensued.
What did you do? You say resisted, but can you give more detail as to what you did?
So Deputy Nye was mainly in front of him. I came around what would be their left side to try to take positive control of his left side so we could take him into custody.
Okay, and then what happened?
At that point, we, Deputy Nye, and somewhere in there, deployed the taser, and we were able to take him to the ground and place him into custody.
Who deployed the taser?
Deputy Nye.
Okay. And were you injured at all during that incident?
I was.
Okay, can you describe that?
I sustained a sprain to my right hand.
And how did that happen?
Sometime during the struggle, either when we went to the ground or I'm not sure exactly when, the hyperextended my hand and all the tendons on the top part of my hand.
Okay. And that the defendant didn't do something on purpose to you, like target your hand and target you specifically to cause it,
No.
right?
No.
That was more part of the overall physical struggle?
Correct.
And did you get checked out of the hospital for that?
Yes, I did.
And what were you diagnosed with, and tell me about the injury as it progressed after that?
So they gave me basically a straight cast that went about halfway up my arm that separated my thumb, just to pull traction on it so everything would heal. I was told that it was a sprain of all the tendons on the top part of my hand.
Were you out of work at all?
I was.
For how long?
Little over 2 weeks.
And do you have any lasting injuries today now that we're about a year and 4 to 5 months after this incident?
I do.
Can you describe that?
Excuse me. My My wrist cracks, pops. It's never done that before. Some exercises, things like that. I get pain in the back part of my wrist.
Okay. But you're back on duty now, right?
Correct.
I'm going to resume playing your body cam. I skip forward to 33 minutes and 38 seconds.
One fell in his left pocket when he stood up. And the green thing. Left pocket.
Little pinch when you feel it.
No worries.
Good to me.
Which one? His left front. His left front when he stood up, it fell in the pocket.
I bumped my head.
No.
All right.
It landed on it. Under him.
What are we doing today? No. Good. Are you sure? No, I'm not done. You won't attack the shit out of me. There's no fucking reason. Are you sure? Okay. Sit down. You sure? Thank you.
You okay to drive? Yeah, I'll be all right.
You need to go check out? Why don't we trade? You can say now would be the time. Here, I'll take your car, you take mine, go to the hospital,
to the jail.
give me your keys, I'll drive your car to the jail. Go ahead, swap cars, go ahead and go up to Tri-Point, go get checked out.
It landed on my hand.
Just get an X-ray, make sure it's not broken, it is swelling and.
Let me grab my phone. Yeah.
Okay, and then you went to the hospital shortly after this?
Yes.
No further questions.
Ross?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Officer 9, John Paris, representing Mr. Young in these proceedings. The injuries you sustained, you did tell us that Mr. Young didn't do them to you, correct?
That's correct.
And you were also present at the beginning of the body cam that we saw that. You had body cam, which was what we're seeing today, correct?
Correct.
You didn't notice that truck. I think you were talking to one of the citizens, was your testimony?
Yes, sir.
And did you notice the truck at all as it drove by?
I did.
This is the truck that was allegedly stopped or impeded by Mr. Young's conduct, correct?
Correct.
Did you take part in that decision to effectuate an arrest based upon that vehicle?
Not directly, no.
Okay, so it wasn't your decision to go and arrest Mr. Young after the alleged incident we saw regarding that truck?
Correct.
Oh, by the way, that truck drives right by your two Lake County Sheriff vehicles, correct?
It does.
And it doesn't stop, right?
No.
It doesn't complain to you guys that, hey, there's some nut in the roadway stopping the traffic. He didn't do that, did he?
No.
He just drove right by.
Correct.
We never found out who that truck was, whether it was a neighbor or someone living on that street, correct?
Correct.
And again, that's why your department made the decision to arrest Mr. Young, correct? Based upon that truck that drove by.
Yes.
The one that didn't complain to anybody, correct?
Correct.
I'm sorry, you were injured. And good news is you are pretty much recovering. You still have a little bit of issue.
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you had any other injuries in the course of your employment when you're arresting anybody?
I have.
Somewhat common or?
Yeah.
Hopefully not too common. You didn't taser Mr. Young, correct?
Correct.
grab him and bring him to the ground, did you?
No,
You were just present at the time of the arrest, right?
correct.
And you had your body cam also on?
Yes,
The body cam that we saw, that wasn't your body cam, correct?
this one?
Well, the one where the arrest occurred, when they pull Mr. Young to the ground and he gets tasered. Was that yours, or was that Deputy Nye's?
If you're referring to the one we saw earlier, that was Deputy Nyes.
Yeah, Deputy Nye's,
Yeah.
right. But yours was also running?
Correct.
So, we see Deputy Nye telling Mr. Young to come outside, correct, he's inside his house, and then he opens the door, the dog runs out. Where were you at that point?
At the end of the sidewalk behind Deputy Nye?
So the sidewalk that runs parallel to his door, right?
Correct.
So you're like, how many, would you say 10, 20 feet behind Deputy Nye?
Approximately.
Basically there for backup, or were you gonna help if needed?
Yeah, help if needed.
Yeah. But again, as you were walking up there, you knew what the purpose of that was, to arrest him.
Yes,
Would you agree that this offense, although you can arrest somebody, typically you'd issue a ticket, a citation to appear in court for a 4th-degree misdemeanor?
it's situationally dependent.
Okay. You could have done that though, correct? You didn't have to arrest him, correct?
The decision was made to arrest him.
But you didn't have to arrest him, correct?
Correct.
But the decision was made to arrest him. Now, you were on that prior investigation, correct, regarding the ring cam or the light?
Correct.
The ring cam, or camera, right? Did you see any video from that camera? Or Mr. Young or any other potential person would have been there to knock it off the front of the house?
Not that I recall, no.
Do you recall if the owners of that home had a functioning camera?
They claimed it was functioning prior to it being taken off.
You would imagine you would see someone right there in their face and knocking it off, correct? If it was functioning?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you investigate whether, or in your investigation of that prior incident, who did you go there with? Who did you investigate the first incident with?
My Lieutenant Kirshner.
So you and Lieutenant Kirshner showed up to that neighbor's house, and they indicated they didn't want to prosecute, correct?
Correct.
Do you recall if you or Lieutenant Kirshner saw any video from that ring camera?
I don't recall seeing footage from it.
So we can't say for certain whether it was Mr. Young or not, correct?
Correct.
Mr. Young, what? What's your question?
Whether Young took part in this alleged incident with the ring cam and the prior incident. No arrest was made. He didn't review any camera of the ring camera or whatever they went, doorbell camera, which was allegedly knocked off by an unknown individual. And no arrest was made as a result of that investigation. That's your testimony, correct?
Correct.
As a result of that prior investigation, you did have a conversation with Mr. Young, and he was outside, or did you knock on his door and go inside?
He was outside.
And was he outside with his dog? Do you recall?
His dog came out at one point. I don't recall if it was out the whole time.
Did the dog try to bite or attack you?
No.
Did he appear friendly?
Yeah.
It is a German Shepherd, though, right? I mean, do you work with dogs in your profession?
I do.
What breed?
We have 2 canine handlers that have German Shepherds.
German Shepherd. So they're known to be police dogs, and can be an intimidating looking dog.
Objection.
Would you agree that a German Shepherd?
Sustained.
Oh. Point is, this dog never scared you. That day that you had the conversation with Mr. Young in his front yard.
No.
And as a result of your conversation with Mr. Young, you concluded and you left, correct?
That's correct.
And you indicated you advised him to get help for, you advised him to get help?
We offered if he needed to speak to somebody or get any type of help.
Now, prior to going there that morning, you didn't know who you were investigating, correct?
That's correct.
Once you learned Mr. Young, had you had any prior occasion to be in contact with Mr. Young?
Personally, I have not.
Personally, had you heard anything about Mr. Young through discussions with any other deputies or police officers?
No.
So you knew nothing about Mr. Young until that morning?
Correct.
What was it then about his conduct or response to you that you asked him to seek help? Was he injured, or what was it? What occurred? What circumstances did you see that would have you advise him to seek some kind of help, or if he needed help?
He appeared intoxicated to us. At one point, he went to Lieutenant Kirshner's patrol vehicle, which was parked in the street, and he took a small motorcycle-style license plate and wedged it between the window and the door seal of Lieutenant Kirshner's patrol car.
And this was a motorcycle license plate?
That's what it appeared to be, yes.
So based on that conduct, you thought either A, he's intoxicated, or maybe has some mental issues?
Correct.
At any point, to your knowledge, was a BAC urine test or blood test taken on Mr. Young indicating that he was intoxicated?
Not to my knowledge.
I have nothing further, thank you.
Any redirect?
You said it was Lieutenant Kirshner's ultimate decision to arrest the defendant.
Between him and Deputy Nye, yes.
Did you agree with that decision?
Yes.
And did you believe that the defendant at the time had committed an M for persistent disorderly conduct?
Yes.
No further questions.
Any recross?
Nothing further.
All right, you may step down.
Thank
Next
you.
witness.
State calls Deputy Brandon Savage.
You raise your right hand, please. I swear testimony about gives the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Could you please state your name and spell for the record?
Brandon Savage, BrandonSavage.
And where are you currently employed?
Lake County Sheriff's Office,
And what is your capacity at the Lake County Sheriff's Office?
Deputy Sheriff.
How long have you been employed by Lake County as a deputy sheriff?
4.5 years.
Anywhere before that?
Middlefield Village.
And anywhere before that?
No,
How long were you at Middlefield Village?
for 12 years.
So in total, how long have you been a police officer in the state of Ohio?
16.5 years.
And you're certified?
Yes.
And where did you do your certification?
Lorraine Community College.
Do you have any special, other than being a deputy with Lake County, do you have any special designations in your position?
I am a K-9 officer.
Okay. And how long have you been a K-9 officer?
2.5 years.
Back on December 16th, 2023, you were involved in a response to the area of Tanglewood Trail in Concord, Lake County, Ohio.
Yes.
You're aware that there were 2 times that the Lake County Sheriff's Office was out there that day to deal with some kind of neighbor dispute, right?
Yes.
And were you there the first time, the second time, or both?
The second time.
Okay. So you arrived on scene, and what did you do?
I started talking with some of the neighbors on what was going on.
And how many neighbors were gathered outside?
I would say probably around 6 or 7.
And without going into the details of what they said, how would you describe their appearance and reaction to what was allegedly occurring?
A lot of them were very upset and angry with what was going on.
Okay. Did you speak with the defendant at all prior to assisting in the arrest?
No.
Okay. And did you observe the incident in the roadway regarding the car that was driving down?
No.
Okay. So, but you did walk over with deputies Nye and Nimi to help with the arrest, right?
Yes.
Did you ever use your canine in any capacity that day?
No.
And where was your canine during the whole time?
In my cruiser.
Do you have body cam?
Yes.
And was it working that day?
Yes.
I'm going to direct your attention to the screen. I pulled up State's Exhibit 3. Is this your body cam?
Yes.
And you had an opportunity to review this prior to coming into court today?
Yes.
And does this exhibit fairly and accurately show the recordings for these relevant portions of your body cam on this day?
Yes.
You're going to ask that State's Exhibit 3 be admitted?
Any objection?
No objection.
It's admitted.
Okay. I'm going to start playing here from the beginning, and just so you know what we're watching here, what happens here at the beginning of this video? What's about to happen?
I'm walking over to the house with the deputies, Mr. Young's house, to effect an arrest.
Okay, and what was he going to be arrested for?
Disorderly conduct.
Were you involved in that decision?
No.
Do you know why he was going to be arrested for disorderly conduct?
Because he was in front in the road there, causing a scene with the vehicle.
Okay, and although you weren't involved in that decision-making process, did you agree with that decision?
Yes.
And did you believe at the time the defendant had in fact committed the offense that you guys were going to arrest him for?
Yes.
Okay. So just for the record here, I'm going to play the body cam starting at the beginning of the State's Exhibit 3.
Sounds perfect. Have him put the
Bring back in. Come on. Come on.
What are you doing? Let's go.
Come on.
You're looking for something.
Put that dog in.
Oh, calm down.
Come on. Back in the house. Come on. Come on.
Come on, girl.
Go to your bed.
Come on.
Go home, bed.
You got a nice happy right here. No, you just sit under and
We're fighting him.
Damn it.
Bring that dog back in.
Don't resist. Stop resisting. Okay.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
You good? Yeah, I'm good. Inside. Dang. Come on, sweetheart. What do you do? Let's go. Come on. Looking for something. What are you looking for? Come here, girl. Oh, come on down. She's a friendly dog. Good. One of us took three.
Thomas, that was ridiculous.
Come at me this time. Come on. I don't know why you motherfuckers come at me all the time. I ain't doing a goddamn thing to anybody. You got it.
Send the squad down. Taser. Send the squad. Taser deployed. He's got a cut on his head also from fighting.
Airport is point 16, 26.
Get a hand back here. Don't resist. Stop resisting. Okay. We got it.
We're fighting this one. Let's go. Good. One of us.
Three, you motherfuckers.
Thomas, that was ridiculous.
Come at me this time. I don't know why you motherfuckers come after me all the goddamn time. But I ain't doing a goddamn thing to anybody.
We'll take a cruiser.
Send the squad down. Taser. Send the squad. Taser deployed. He's got a cut on his head also from fighting.
Airport is point 16, 26.
Okay, Debbie, now that we just watched your body cam, what specific role did you play in effectuating the arrest of the defendant?
Once he started fighting with the deputy Nimi and deputy Nye, stepped in to try and help control it to get him placed in custody.
Okay, and did you actually physically assist with the defendant?
Yes.
You put your hands on him?
Yes.
Were you injured at all?
No.
No further questions.
Cross?
Briefly, Your Honor. Deputy Savage, how are you today?
Good, sir.
Good. I'm John Pierce, representing Mr. Young in these proceedings. I'm trying to figure out what time you were there the entire time, right?
On scene or talking with Mr. Yes, I was.
Oh, you are. So you weren't on scene for the first incident, right?
No.
First,
I don't recall.
Your vehicle, just you and the dog?
Oh, yes, just me and my dog, yeah.
And your dog was in the car, is he a German Shepherd?
Yeah,
So you're familiar with these dogs?
yes.
How long have you been with the canine division?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How long have you been working with the canines?
2.5 years.
And is that the canine, you bring your dog home?
Yes,
So it's basically like your dog, huh?
yes,
He lives with you and you're very comfortable with German Shepherds, or you know their propensities and how strong and biting they can become.
I know my dog.
Oh, right. So how do you feel about other dogs being around them?
I like dogs, but you always have to approach dogs in a certain way.
I would agree. How about you the opportunity to meet Mr. Young's dog, right?
Briefly,
Now, would you agree that dogs, you may have the smell of your own dog on you,
yes,
and you think it's likely that the dog came right out, looks like from you.
yes,
You think that could have been because he may have smelled your dog on you?
sure,
You think that's probably likely why he came right up to you?
sure.
He didn't growl at you, did he? Or show any action of aggression towards you?
No,
And were you at any point in any fear of the dog?
no,
Did you pet the dog?
no.
And your dog was sitting in his driveway, or were you parked on the street?
On the street.
On the street.
I was 4 houses down.
Okay. You parked in front of the house where all the neighbors were,
Yes,
and you had a conversation with the neighbors,
yes,
and it's your testimony that they were upset.
yes,
So, and whatever happened, the allegation here originally was that his dog allegedly bit another dog or a human, correct?
yes,
Which is why you guys came to this
right,
point. And in your investigation, it was determined that Mr. Young's dog did bite the other dog, correct?
I don't recall. I know there was a dog fight.
Did you ever determine whether the dog was actually bit?
There were no injuries on the dogs.
And there was no injuries on any human?
No,
Again, you deal with dogs, you're used to how they react. Again, it's a
Yes.
Perception out there, isn't there? About German Shepherds.
Objection.
Sustained.
You agree that German Shepherds are a larger breed of dog?
It depends. Mine's smaller.
Okay. Well, smaller for a German Shepherd, correct?
Right.
But bigger than a poodle, right?
Some poodles are big.
Standard poodles are big. But when they have a reputation, let's say,
Objection.
No, sustained, come on. We're not at the Westminster Dog Show here. Let's get to the point of this day and what happened in this incident.
so you talked to, you said there were 6 to 7 neighbors around. How many of them did you have occasion to speak to?
Everybody was talking at once. They're just all talking.
We saw some video earlier. I don't think you were in the courtroom where the woman who had a dog, it appeared to be like a blue Australian dog or a spotted dog, white, black spotted dog. Is that the dog that was allegedly involved in this incident?
I don't recall what kind of dog it was.
What are you looking for? Come here.
As a result of that
Oh, calm down.
investigation, no charges were brought, no arrest was made on this. Correct?
Come on, girl. Go to your bed. Come on. Home bed.
And you were present,
Right here.
I think it was your testimony that you didn't see.
You're intoxicated.
Did you even notice that your son walking his dog stick, you guys?
Yes.
You did. And did you see the truck coming by?
No. By the time he started walking back towards his house, I think I was making my way to my cruiser, so I had my back to him.
Which, by the way, is where he was going, correct? Back to his residence.
I don't know where he was going.
Well,
He was walking in that direction.
his house, right?
Right.
And the next thing was home.
I don't know. I didn't see him.
But within minutes of that, you guys went to his home, and he was at his home, right?
Yes.
Now, the vehicle that drove by, you see it in the, I don't know, did you review the video?
Yes.
Because that truck that went by, that was the subject of this disorderly conduct arrest, didn't stop and complain about Mr. Young, did it?
No.
We're fighting him. Damn it.
And from the point that you guys were standing, you guys, meaning you deputies, as well as the neighbors, Mr. Young was, would you say, 200 feet, is that fair estimation of how far away he was from where you and the neighbors were?
Yeah, roughly.
Roughly a couple hundred feet?
Yeah.
Get a hand back here. Oh, fuck!
And the neighbors weren't happy with Mr. Young, right?
No.
They wanted him arrested, right?
I don't recall them saying they wanted him arrested.
Well, what is it that gave you the impression that they were not happy with Mr. Young?
Because they were told us that the dog was continuing coming on their property. Their voices were high pitched. They advised me they weren't happy.
And again, as a result of what they said in your investigation and interviews with Mr. Young, no charges were brought regarding the dog.
No.
Is there an ordinance that you could have charged him with for dog at large, or is there a leash law?
Yeah.
And you didn't take him for that?
I wasn't the lead officer on that case, so
To your knowledge, no arrests or citations were issued for
no.
anything relating to his dog?
No.
We play that data for the arrest.
What are you going to
Just when they're approaching before he comes out with the dog. Yeah, right about there is good. Thank you.
So this is at 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Okay. We're at 1 minute. 3 seconds. It looks like you're outside the gravel, and where he has his shrubs, correct?
Yes.
And prior to the step up to the patio, we'll call it a patio, that leads to his door.
Yes.
And the dog kind of bolts by the other officers and comes right towards you.
Right.
And it was my guess that he may have smelled your canine on you, correct?
I don't know what he was smelling on me.
But he didn't stop and sniff the other guys.
I don't know if he did or not.
Okay. So, at this point, was it you or was it Officer Nye that told Mr. Young to get the dog in the house?
I believe it was Officer Nye that was saying that.
Did you have any conversation with Mr.
No.
Who made that decision?
Deputy Nye and Lieutenant Kirchner.
At this point, based upon your observations as a deputy, for probably maybe longer, you were an officer longer than I or Kirchner at that point, correct?
Yes.
So you're like the most seasoned deputy of that scene that morning.
Yes.
Did they consult with you to say, hey, what do you think?
Objection.
Sustained.
But you say you didn't have any part in the decision to make the arrest. You were just going to help.
Right.
Okay, we can start. So it was Nye, the deputy Nye tells the Mr. Young to get the dog in the house, and this is where we'll start. Okay. Thank you. Dog's wagging his tail, by the way, with you, right?
Yes, it looks like
See
it.
that tail wagging?
Yeah.
Typically, what does that mean from your experience in being a canine?
Objection.
Sustained.
Come on, sweetheart. Come on, sweetheart. What are you doing? Let's go.
Come on.
Look for something. What are you looking for? Come here, girl. Oh, calm down. She's a friendly dog. Calm down. Absolutely. Turn the cameras off.
Come on.
Back in the house. Come on. Come on. Come on, girl. Go to your bed. Come on, home bed. You got a nice, happy place right here. Relax. Stay inside. Thomas, you're intoxicated. No, you just said I'm drinking. You said I'm on track. No, I don't understand.
Okay, you must have turned towards the driveway here, correct?
Yes.
There's no reason for focusing on that truck and that driveway was there.
No.
Did you notice Mr. Young just prior to the arrest? Where were his hands?
On his coffee cup.
And one was holding the coffee cup, was the other hand in his pocket.
I'd have to look back on it, but
Okay, we can play it. Are you involved in handling Mr. Young at this point?
yes.
Is that your arm we see on his head?
Yes.
And Mr. Young attempt to headbutt anybody?
I did not at that point because I was positioned around the pole there.
Okay, so you never lost your body cam.
No.
Right. Are you aware today that Officer Nye lost his camera?
Yes.
And did you know that prior to today?
Yes.
Okay, so it appears that someone got behind Mr. Young and grabbed him around the neck. Would you agree?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Do you see in the video that someone has their arm around his neck?
Dude, I mean, shit.
What is that device? Is that part of the taser?
What are you talking
That's
about?
right in his front right shoulder, that piece of metal. I think there's some photographs of that. Is it part of the taser? Back it up 10 seconds, please. Yeah, right there. If you know, right there.
That's on where his head is right there.
Right there. Look, like, right. What is that? Perfect.
That's the body cam
Oh,
on the
that's
ground.
the body cam.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be, it's not yours, you think that's Deputy Nye's body cam?
I would have to assume yes.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Get him back here. Oh, fuck.
Those are not one, but two, correct? Taser shells.
Prongs. Yes.
So he was tasered not once, but twice, right?
No, he was tasered once. There's two prongs inside of a taser.
Okay, so one shot was shoot, two prongs.
Yes.
Okay. And how many officers are there holding him down?
3.
And then you guys also decided it was necessary to tase him, correct?
Yes.
Stop resist, dude. Stop resist. Okay, we got it. Alright. Yeah. You good? Yeah, I'm good. That's the fighting this
body cam right there at the bottom, right there. Is that it's sitting up?
Jackson.
If you know, what is that in the, on the video?
Yeah.
It appears that maybe it was picked up, set up, or, you know?
We were in a struggle. I have no idea.
Oh.
No.
Now, we heard someone say, stop resisting. Was that you?
No.
And he is on his stomach, face down. He sustained some lacerations to his forehead.
Yes.
And was he bleeding?
Yes.
And he also took the prongs in the back from the taser. Based on your experience, is it protocol to hire, to bring in the medical people to examine him at that point?
Yes.
And who would have made that call?
Any one of us?
Did you make it?
Yes.
Or you made that call?
Yes.
And that was after the injury, right?
Right.
And after the taser, right?
Yes.
And it appeared that, how long did it take them to arrive?
I don't remember.
More than 10 minutes? Or
Honestly, I don't remember.
You don't remember.
you don't? So, but you guys remained on the scene until they came.
Yes.
And where was Mr. Young? Was he kept on the ground until the medical came, or was he in the back of the vehicle? Do you recall?
I don't recall. I believe he was still sitting on the ground there when medical came.
Because I see we set him up, right?
Yes.
Set him up, and they do a quick examination. Now, you weren't injured, right?
No.
But we saw, when we heard testimony from Deputy Savage, he had sprayed his hand.
Deputy Nye. Or Nimi, sorry.
Nimi.
I'm Savage.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Nimi. And to your knowledge, did he go in and get that checked out?
Yes.
And you, I don't know if you heard it or not, are you aware that he didn't allege that Mr. Young had anything to do with that injury?
I don't remember.
I have nothing further. Thank you very much.
You redirect.
No, you're awesome.
All right, you may step down. Thank you. Next witness. All right, state is rested. The exhibits 1, 2, and 3 were previously submitted without objection. Mr. Harris?
We will allow those, no objection. Those, I make a motion for Rule 29, based upon the evidence and in the light most favorable to my client, Mr. Thomas Young, that on about the 16th of December, Township of Concord, Lake County, while voluntarily intoxicated in a public place or in the presence of two or more persons engaging in conduct likely to be offensive or cause inconvenience, annoyance, alarm to person's sensibilities. First and foremost, Your Honor, the allegations we heard from the testimony subjectively was that Mr. Young was intoxicated. No time after the arrest or prior to was there any evidence that he was drinking other than in the video you can see very organized cans of without yes, if they're beer, we don't know what they were. They weren't brought into evidence. There's been no evidence of any alcohol use.
Well, hold on. Didn't he admit on Deputy Nye's body cam that he had been drinking that morning when he pointed to the beer can? Yes, he did. But go ahead.
Drink that morning.
That's my recollection of the testimony.
I think he said he had drank at some point, not that morning.
That's my recollection of the testimonies this morning.
Okay. No blood alcohol.
Would there, on a disorderly conduct arrest, is it required that there be a blood, urine, or breath test utilized before the arrest is made?
Well, some evidence of the
Is it required? I mean, you practiced law for upwards, hold on, you've been practicing law for upwards of 40 years, right? Oh, so you've had represented clients doing criminal defense all that time for disorderly conduct in times, correct?
I have over the years, and many times cases have been resolved with the disorderly conduct.
Right. But in how many of those cases have you had the police take a subject on an M4 arrest for disorderly intox to a hospital or to the station for a breathalyzer?
There have been a number of.
Okay, go ahead. Continue with your.
Right. So, in this case, so they did not do that, although the medical team came to check him out for the abrasions in his head. saw the car move a foot or two away, probably like we would all do if we see someone walking down the road.
This is going to your count one argument?
Count two now. Count two. But
That's
to
the
reason
assault, right?
Well, the reason for the arrest was, well, they didn't charge him with they charged him with the disorderly conduct as a result of what happened on the street.
Right.
Okay, so if we call that a disorderly conduct, or is it the resisting arrest? But okay, so with respect to the assault on a police officer, knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to Deputy Nye. They approach him, he doesn't know what's going on or why, and they say you're under arrest. Within a second or two, they grab him by the wrist. He's holding his coffee, his hand is in his pocket, and they pull him forward. And I guess the allegation of physical harm is an alleged headbutt. Headbutt is typically butt someone in the head with your head. Thus, it would have been an attempt, I guess. They
Is it the nature of that offense to cause, knowing the cause or attempt to cause physical harm?
That's correct. And we don't see any of that. We see the police officers effectuating an arrest by grabbing him violently and throwing him to the ground with their hands around his neck.
Was there testimony from Deputy Nye that the defendant headbutted Deputy Nye?
No.
That's what my notes indicate from his testimony.
Well, I don't know because
You characterized it in your questioning as it could have been from pulling forward, but
that's correct.
the testimony from Deputy Nye was that he was
headbutt.
Hold on, we can't do this at the same time, okay? Testimony from Deputy Nye that I heard was that the defendant headbutted into the chest, which caused the body cam to fall. Go ahead.
That was his characterization.
That was his testimony. It wasn't a characterization, it was his testimony.
Well, we saw the
I saw the video,
and
I evaluated
pulled forward by his hand, he drops the coffee, and he falls forward into the officer. I don't think that they made their case on what we saw in the video. Again, it's up to this honorable court to make that decision. Resisting arrest video, but again, my client was quite shocked that he was being arrested for anything.
Well, shocking aside,
Yeah.
did he not indicate in the midst of that I will kill all of you?
After he was down on the ground.
Before the arrest was effectuated, correct? Before the taser was deployed, correct?
No,
So, is it your testimony? Is it your testimony that there's no? Is it your testimony there's no evidence at all to overcome a Rule 29 motion that there was a resistance to arrest by the defendant?
No, I think there was a resistance. You could make an argument that he was resisting, but he was after being shot. It's the reason for the arrest. There was no reason to arrest the man.
So if you have a arrest that you are arguing that was unlawful, there can be any offense after that of any sort. Be it assault, be it obstruction, be it resistance.
Well,
is that your position?
Your Honor, it's subjective for the police officers to make an arrest. He should have complied, but he didn't even get an opportunity to comply, is my argument.
Okay.
With respect to count 4, obstructing official business, 5th degree felony, did without privilege, purpose, prevent, obstruct, or delay the performance of a public official. I guess the resisting arrest could be a lesser included offense of count 4, but I don't think that they had proved enough to proceed with the finding of guilt on count 4, obstruction of obstruct delayed performance by. Again, this was normally relates to an investigation that they somehow obstruct. At this point, any obstruction under this facts from what we've seen would relate to the arrest. I guess he didn't comply. So you could find that there is a resisting arrest, but we know the violation created risk of physical harm denied, so it had to relate to his resistance to the arrest, whether it's a lawful arrest or not. Again, in my 40 years, I don't see arrests made for disorderly conduct. Very rarely usually issuance of a citation and a summons to New HVAC.
It's not anymore than the old one. No, it's cold outside, it's cold in here.
Yeah.
Kind of like old school classroom.
When it's hot out there. We didn't be hot in here then.
Yeah, I remember at elementary school, we had the real thin windows with the metal frames, and it was always cold inside. Boilers right there next to the window.
All rise.
All right, Mr. Downey, closing?
Thank you, Your Honor. The testimony that was presented today was that this, back on December 16, 2023, this is actually the second time that deputies went out to speak with Mr. Young that day, and just looking at both incidents and a totality of the circumstances, what was clear is that there was some disturbance going on between the neighbors and Mr. Young, and while prior to the disorderly conduct, the deputies did not feel there was enough to arrest him or opted not to charge him with any crimes based on what they believed to be some sort of mental health crisis, he was advised multiple times to essentially behave himself. Specifically, Deputy Nimi stated that when he went out there early in the day, that he asked Mr. Young to just stay in his house. When deputies went out the second time and spoke with him initially, they advised him of the issues with the dog and that he has to have control over the dog. And on the body cam in State's Exhibit 1, Deputy Nye specifically says, don't do anything that makes us come back. Right after that, the defendant is seen walking his dog down the street for no apparent reason past the neighbors who are clearly concerned. And even then, deputies decide to let him go. And it's not until he's in the middle of the road, blocking traffic to where a car needs to drive down and move off the road. And as Deputy Nye testified, the dog goes to bite a tire, that they decide that he's now engaging in behavior that's risen to the level of causing inconvenience to the people in the area. And so they decide to make that arrest. I think there's enough there for a finding of guilty on count 1. And it's also relevant for the resisting arrest because the state has to prove that the reason for the initial arrest was lawful, which here it was. The offense was one for which the defendant could be arrested. It's a misdemeanor of the 4th degree. Yes, they could have given him a ticket, but in this case they decided not to, and they're allowed to make that decision. The officer had the authority to make the arrest at the time and place, and a reasonable officer under the facts and circumstances and evidence would have believed that a disorderly conduct, persistent M4 had been committed by the defendant. All 3 deputies who were involved in the arrest all testified about that. They all testified that it was either their decision or it wasn't their decision, but they agreed with it, that the defendant had committed that offense. And I believe that all the testimony shows that a reasonable officer would have come to the same conclusion. When they actually go to make that arrest, they wait until the defendant puts his dog inside. They don't come in running in an aggressive manner, but they are firm in their commands. And what we see on Deputy Nye's video is that as soon as the defendant is informed that he's under arrest, he denies the reason for why they're arresting him. And when they step forward towards him, he starts to immediately resist the officers. He is pushed back into the corner of where the window meets the door of his house. And we see very clearly on Deputy Nye's body cam that the defendant pushes his head forward and headbutts the officer on his body cam, which is what causes it to fall off. Directing the court to State's Exhibit 1 here. We see that the defendant pushes his head forward and immediately the body cam falls off. Now, the officer was not injured by this. It doesn't even sound like he felt much of anything that would rise to the level of an injury, but that is not what is required by the law. It is simply for an assault that the defendant did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to Deputy Nye. And here, I think the defendant did knowingly attempt to cause physical harm to Deputy Nye, who was in the performance of his official duties, by headbutting him and causing the camera to fall off. For the resisting arrest and the obstruction of official business, we look at what was the physical harm that was either caused or created during the effectuation of the arrest. Deputy Nimi testified that he did suffer physical harm. He fell on his hand and his tendons were hyperextended. It started to turn black and blue as we saw officers comment on the body cam, and he immediately went to Tri-Point to be checked out. He was diagnosed with some kind of hyperextension of his tendons. He was given a straight cast. He was out of work for 2 weeks, and even as we stand today, almost a year and a half after the offense, he still has some sort of pain or clicking in his wrist that he didn't have before, although it doesn't rise to the level now of preventing him from doing his duties. But it is physical harm, and that was a direct result of the interference and the resistance that the defendant caused in his arrest. The question is not whether the defendant purposely did this or intended to cause this harm, but whether he did so recklessly and acted in a way that, had he not acted that way, this harm would not have been caused. Had the defendant simply just put his hands behind his back and not resisted and physically fought with the officers, Deputy Nimi would not have been injured. And for the same reason, we have the obstructing official business. As far as the intoxication goes, no, there is not the sort of investigation that we would see for an OVI offense, but that is not required for a disorderly conduct M4. We heard testimony that deputies that dealt with the defendant that day believed him to be intoxicated based on their physical proximity and observations of him. When we look at the body cam, he does appear to be engaging in behavior that could be attributed to being intoxicated. The deputies see numerous beer cans lined up in his house, and the defendant himself admits on his own that he had been drinking earlier in the day and points to those beer cans. So I believe there is sufficient evidence to show that the defendant was intoxicated at the time to some degree that caused him to engage in behavior that was inconvenient, annoying, and alarming to those around him, including the neighbors and the deputies. So for all those reasons, I ask the court find the defendant guilty on all 4 counts.
Thank you, Mr. Paris.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state decided to indict Mr. Young on 4 counts. Misdemeanor of the 4th degree, which typically would be resolved in the Painesville Municipal Court. The F4, assault on a police officer, clearly that is the purview of the Common Pleas Court. Count 3, resisting arrest, again, which could have been handled in the Misdemeanor Court. And count 4, an obstruction of justice, put in there for extra good measure. Then on about the 16th day of December, when no one disagrees with that, in Township of Concord, Lake County, State of Ohio, without privilege to do so, with purpose to prevent, obstruct, or delay the performance by a public official of an authorized act within the public official capacity, an act that hampered or impeded the public official performance of that duty. Again, with respect to what work backwards, I do not feel that they proved beyond a reasonable doubt that anything that he did, other than perhaps resist arrest, when he was kind of shocked he was being arrested for, didn't tell him what. Didn't have a chance. You're under arrest, they grab him, guy's got a coffee cup in his hand in his other pocket, and they grab him, didn't even give him a chance to say, why am I being arrested? They made that decision based on a truck that wasn't even bothered enough to see 2 cop cars or sheriff vehicles parked in the street to complain. He didn't complain to anybody, this truck. They were mad he left his house and decided we're going to arrest him. They warned him, be good. I didn't know it was illegal for a man to leave his house, walk his dog. Yes, you can tell him if he was intoxicated. They didn't check him for any, again, yes, they don't have to prove his intoxication, but it is an element. So they do have to show, I guess subjectively or otherwise, they could have tested him. That would have sure been easy. Most of the sheriff's departments all have breathalyzers. They carry them with them in their vehicle. Didn't happen. Simple act would have determined if he was intoxicated. We wouldn't have had to guess when those beer cans were drank. They have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt each and every element of the, and since I started with 4, the assault on a police officer, knowingly cause or attempt to cause, Your Honor. Clearly he didn't knowingly cause or attempt to cause. I looked at that video 10, 15 times with my client and myself. Even my office staff looked at it. They didn't see it.
Objection.
Overruled.
They don't tell him why he's being arrested. He's holding his coffee, his hand in his pocket, and they grab him violently, within seconds, throw him to the ground, arm around his neck. Not one deputy, not 2, 3, and it appears that there are a couple others in the video. The court can review that if it's inclined to do so. I would submit that the state has failed to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Tommy Young knowingly caused or attempted to cause physical harm to Deputy Nye. And count 1, the misdemeanor, the 4th degree. Really not worried about that. You want to find him guilty of that beyond a reasonable doubt. But I see him on the video. Appears he's not stumbling. I can't smell him. Of course, we both know to do that. Video. He appears to speak pretty good. He offers the officers coffee. He's drinking coffee. Likely to be offensive or cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm. He's in his own home, Your Honor. So if the disorderly conduct, was he becoming annoying or inconvenient, annoying anyone while he was on the street walking his dog? There was no traffic on the street. One truck drove by. And I don't see his dog biting the tire. I don't think that would be very good to the dog's longevity, kind of bite a truck tire. The truck tire would probably knock that dog's teeth out and kill him. The dog appears very friendly throughout the video to the police officers, and the only one he really went up to was Officer Savage, who was the canine officer. Dogs have a great sense of smell, we all know that. He knew who had the dog. He was looking for a dog, maybe. But he didn't bother any human being, nor did he bother the little dog or medium-sized dog that the neighbor had. Just a shame that we're here, Your Honor. Tommy Young gave 9 years of his life. He was a veteran of the United States Army, the United States Marine Corps. He didn't fare so well after those 9 years. Came back, he's been diagnosed with a number of mental issues that have been documented by this court in competency motions. I think there were 2 filed. One originally. He's done over 6 months in the Lake County Jail as a result of this case. He's had an ankle bracelet on. I think it was a scram device. no violations. We heard from 3 deputies, and we saw the video. The videos are best type of evidence. And I understand my client's reluctance not to take a plea. We were here on an information where the court inquired of my client, decided we're not taking that information, we're not going forward on that. The state had to go to the grand jury and come up with this 4-count indictment. I believe, I could be wrong, that there was an F3 count in the information, but we were pleading to a F5. I think it was the obstruction charge, if I recall. No. But it was resolved, and unfortunately, it had to go to the grand jury. Here we are. Your Honor, I would ask the court to hold the state to its burden, proving each element. The court knows what needs to be required for a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt on the 4 counts, and find that the state has not met its burden. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Downey.
I think that the defendant's mental status, while relevant to any sentencing issues, there's no evidence here presented of that. I don't think it has much to do or inhibits the court's ruling on this case. And as far as his bond conditions or any of that goes, I don't think that's relevant to the court's findings, so I just ask the court not to consider those issues for purposes of just finding the guilt or not guilt for these 4 charges.
All right, please be back here at 11:45, okay?
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out to my car and use my
they may have questions about things that we can't answer. What's the criminal record, or what about this, or why didn't you present this? And then we can tell all that stuff afterwards. We just can't do it.
Oh, that was
And then
okay,
we
they had
also
that
like
other
to get some
case.
feedback from them to figure out like, well, what did you think about this piece of evidence, or was this presented well, or what could we have done better? And we learn a lot from them to, improve and stuff. Obviously here we don't have that, but that's what we would like to do.
Which we need to take care of. So we'll discuss that. I know you, we spoke about that previously.
Did he give you, he didn't give you any time, give you probation?
It was just what was already,
Whatever time.
whatever was already there.
It's exciting. It is, it's exciting.
I think he did a psych exam back then on you too.
Yeah, it was,
He had like 3 of them, maybe 4.
yeah, something like that. All of which were not all that fun to begin with.
Oh, I know, the North Coast one in Columbus, right?
Yep. Yeah, you really gotta watch
He
what you
tried
do.
to send you back down there on this one. He didn't.
Well, I spoke to, the person at the jail, everything went fine. Just gotta watch what you eat sometimes.
You can't watch what you're eating and
No, you gotta eat healthy, yeah, you can't really watch what you eat. You're kinda stuck with whatever shows up, huh?
whatever they throw at you, or you starve.
Yeah, well, I had to starve for a week just to talk to a doctor.
It's just, can only tell them so much.
When did I get you out?
All rise.
Seated.
All right, I have considered the testimony and the evidence submitted in this case. With regard to count 1, the state has proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Young is guilty of disorderly conduct, a misdemeanor of the 4th degree. There is ample evidence to indicate beyond a reasonable doubt that he was, in fact, intoxicated on that date. And as a result, with the conduct that occurred in the street, where he walked in the middle of the street, interfered with the traffic that was coming down in that truck, such that the truck had to slow down, pull around, and pull onto the grass in order to get Mr. Young, that he is guilty of that charge. He did indicate when he was speaking with the deputies in his house with regard to the beer cans that were lined up that he was in fact drinking that morning. The deputies noted slurred speech, and the defendant was non-responsive to many of the simple questions asked by the deputies. Not refusing to answer, simply non-responsive to the questions, so there is ample evidence of that. With regard to count 3, resisting arrest, a misdemeanor of the 1st degree, I find beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Young is guilty of that charge. And that can be readily seen in the video where Mr. Young clearly from the outset resisted. When they went to arrest him, pulled away and began to struggle with the officers. Similarly, in count 4, I find that Mr. Young is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of obstructing official business. The officers were in fact authorized to make that arrest, and they were acting within their official capacity, and in the course of that arrest, there's testimony from Deputy Nimi that he suffered a tendon sprain in his right wrist, which some 17 months later still is causing some difficulty for him. On count 2, assault, I find beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Young is guilty of assault, felony of the 4th degree. And specifically to Mr. Parris's concern, the charge simply indicates that he did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to Deputy Nye. And clearly, Deputy Nye indicated that Mr. Young headbutted which struck him in the chest on the body camera, causing it to fall. And clearly in the video, Mr. Young lunges with his waist bent forward. The only thing that came forward was not his legs or his hips, but his body moving his head forward into Deputy Nye's chest. So it was not a situation clearly where he was pulled into Deputy Nye's chest. He lunged forward with his upper body and struck him in the chest. So those are my findings with regard to each of the 4 charges. I'm going to refer this case for an updated pre-sentence report. The sentencing will be April 28th at 9 a.m. and the bond will be continued.
Thank you.
Is there anything else, Mr. Downey?
Your Honor, during the break, I copied all the state's exhibits 1 through 3 from the state's drive onto the court drive. I ran a hash value comparison between all the exhibits and confirmed that they are the same. They are exact copies of what was presented in court, and I provided that drive to the court reporter. She may not realize it, but it is sitting up there next to her for the court.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Paris?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, we're adjourned.
All rise.